Welcome to Lifestyle Solopreneur, the community for entrepreneurs who put lifestyle first. Join your host Flavia Barris as she interviews successful lifestyle solopreneurs and shares ideas to help you find the perfect balance between lifestyle, business, and self. Flavia is an attorney, marketing expert, and founder of several online academies. She's been featured in major media, including BBC World News, The Wall Street Journal, The New York Post, ESPN Television, and more. Join us for this episode of Lifestyle Solopreneur.
Hey, Lifestyle Solopreneurs. Today we get to speak with Britt Bolnick. She is the owner and founder of In Arms Coaching. She's the co-founder of Pittie Posse Rescue and the creatrix of Sacred Structure and the Bending Time tools, which she has polished and perfected over 15 years of using them to raise a child as a solo parent while building a thriving business, a pit bull rescue, and caring for a marauding bunch of derpy pit bulls and humorless chickens at home. She's built a business from food stamps single-handedly through mamahood to a six-figure biz that she runs part-time while also making time to run that Pittie Posse Rescue. She mentors spiritual coaches, transformational leaders, healers, and teachers, change makers, and teaches a foolproof and predictable way to create income, impact, and success while you run your business in 30 hours a week or less. Last year, she published The Magick of Bending Time in Your Sacred Business, Time Management for Freedom-Seeking Entrepreneurial Women and Organizational Skeptics. It's a how-to manual for managing your time as a multi-passionate, entrepreneurial, soulful woman and how to make time for everything that you love while you build success with your work. She lives in Maine with her husbands, kids, dogs, chickens, and spends more and more of the warm months off the grid in their travel trailer, kayaking, reading, and grilling way too much delicious food. Welcome to the show, Britt.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So excited to chat with you. I love the topic of your book because it's sort of what we talk about a lot on this podcast, and that's time management for those who are freedom seeking. And tell us a little bit about that newest project that I know you have going on before we dive into some of your other amazing projects.
About the Barkyard project?
Oh, yes. Can't wait to hear about the Pittie Rescue and everything we've got going on. But first, let's talk about this book.
This book. Okay, great. So this book, it's a dialing in of the tools and the skills that I had to master in order to be able to create a business that would amply take care of myself and my daughter without child support, but also not have me sacrifice my time with her or my sanity as I was doing so. So I was in this kind of stuck place where I had to make a really good living to support the two of us in New York City, but I also had to put her and myself first. And I didn't want to sacrifice my time with her. She was a toddler when I started In Arms Coaching. I didn't want to sacrifice my time with her or my sanity to get this business up in the air. So the Magick of Bending Time is really a sacred time management container in which you get to do the work that you love while also putting yourself and your life and the other things that you love first so that you're not sacrificing what you love to make your business work.
So it's funny because psychologically, as humans, we aspire to things like eat healthier, exercise more, or conserve time for your passions and loved ones and hobbies, and don't let yourself become a workaholic. And these things become almost like inner mandates. We're like, yes, these are life goals, hashtag goals, but getting there, getting from A to B is where the challenge lies, right? So a lot of people, like on January 1st, every year, everyone's making resolutions left and right. But by the end of the year, when you look back, a lot of times you just weren't able to make it to those goals. So what does your book focus on to help people achieve the work-life balance that they so desperately crave?
Yeah. So the premise of the Magick of Bending Time is not necessarily how to do more. It's sort of about how to do less and have more. So the tools in the Magick toolbox are really about how to use your time as a container for what you love, not how to pack 100 extra things into your day or week without completely losing your ever-loving mind. So there's a lot of stuff in here from the more mechanical pieces of time management, like, do you really know where your time is going every day? When's the last time that you tracked like how much time you're spending on social media or walking the dog or cleaning out the fridge or getting to and from the gym versus some of the inner pieces. Like, how are your boundaries? Are you actually putting your energy where it means the most to you? Or do you have kind of energy leaks in your day that are draining your time and your energy and really not contributing to how you want to be feeling and how you want to be spending your time? So it's a really nice balance of the external pieces of how you create a container with your time that holds what you love, but also the inner pieces of how you set up healthy boundaries, how you say no, how you evaluate what is best to be focusing on and spending your time on, and balancing those two.
Great advice. And then shifting over from the book that people can read. I love books because I feel like it's almost telepathic. You get to read the words that somebody else would teach you or tell you over coffee, but you get to do it at your leisure, your own time, curled up on a nice comfy chair, right? But tell us a little bit about In Arms Coaching.
Yeah. So In Arms Coaching is a series of programs or a series of containers really, in which I work with women at different levels of their business to create the business that they love and the money that they need without sacrificing the free time that they want. So depending on what level women are at, we have Biz Elementals, which is right now a 6-month program for women who really want to understand how to get visible, how to grow their community, how to create marketing that does the work for them so that by the time people come to them, they know what they do and they want it. And then Alchemy of Success Circle is a more intermediate program for women who already have a thriving business and really want to create more free time, really want to be able to step back from their business and create team and passive income and way more free time.
And does that free time then enable you to pursue some of these passions like the Pittie Posse Rescue? I love the name. More about how that came to be. I'm sure it's more of a passion project than a business, right? But tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So Pittie Posse is a 501c3 nonprofit. My entire life, I've wanted to rescue animals. I got my first pit bull type dog back when I was about 20 and absolutely fell in love with them and was really determined to have a rescue because they're in such a dire situation in this country right now. And it's actually just getting worse and worse post-pandemic for a variety of reasons that are not really applicable here. But Pittie Posse was my absolute dream. And I held off following my heart for years because my role model in the dog rescue world are women sort of like Tia Torres, who most people know from the show Pitbulls and Parolees, where their entire life, every breath that they take every day is rescue. They're in reactionary mode all the time. There are always fires to be put out. They don't go on vacation. They financially run themselves into the ground. They lose their health. And as much as I dreamed to rescue dogs, I didn't want to give the rest of my life in return for that. And then I realized actually at the point where I married my husband, which was actually 6 years ago the other day, I realized that, I created a business in a way that, right now we are very familiar with the anti-hustle sort of mode. That's really had this wonderful uprising. But 15 years ago, the female CEO, boss lady model was the hustle model. And what I realized when I thought about the rescue was that I had bucked the trend when I started my business. And I said, I'm going to have a 6-figure business. It's going to support myself and my daughter. And I'm not going to hustle. And I'm not going to work 50 hours a week or even 40 most weeks. And I made that work. So when I started thinking about the rescue, I thought, why can't I do this differently too? Why can't I start a rescue with my oxygen mask on, with a team of people around me, starting this as a movement, a mission that people want to be a part of? And that's how I started it. And it took off and it has a team. We are over 500 dogs rescued. We have created a name for ourselves in the state of Maine where vets come to us, animal control officers come to us, news stations come to us, other shelters, much more established shelters come to us because we've really created a reputation with the work that we're doing. And the Magick of Bending Time and the sacred structure tools are what allowed me to do something that is not usually done with your oxygen mask on, with my oxygen mask on.
Amazing. And as far as the actual tools or tips or hacks, you have so many of them. That's why it fills a book, right? That's why you have a whole coaching program around it. But give us like one quick tip, like something that's easy to share in a quick moment that might help I'm listening.
Yeah. The first one, and where my clients often start, because almost every single woman I work with feels like they have no more time. They have no free time. It's very hard to imagine reconfiguring their schedule from what it is. So the very first tip that I'll give everyone is to simply take a week and track your time. Look at how much time you spend on social media. Look at how much time you spend on phone calls that you don't want to be on, or grocery shopping, or like just understand where your time is going. It's very similar to when you're trying to get in control of your finances. You need to know where your money is going before you can change your money story. And this is the same thing. So take 1 week and really look at where your time is going. And at least from that vantage point, you're going to understand what you're doing every week that is feeding your goals and priorities and desires, and what you're doing every week that is not, or is either not feeding them, or maybe even actually detracting from them and pulling energy from them.
So first you have to know what is before you can make changes, right? A lot of us to what we do every day, right? Or how much time. I come from a background where I've done jobs where you track time. You build by the minute, really. Actually, it's by the 10th of an hour, right? So I'm familiar with the concept of, you sort of, as you go throughout your day, you track your time. You sort of journal what you do throughout the day. You write a topic, worked on this document, and then you kind of notice when you're starting it, you write that down, and you make sure that if you go take a break, you make note of that. And it's not a natural thing to track your time unless you have to do it because of a specific job. It's probably not something you do. So I love the fact that you encourage people to do that, because it does make you much more aware of things that normally you'd pay no attention to. Time will pass.
Yeah.
Website research is such a double-edged sword, because a lot of things you do require research, but it's so easy to go down a rabbit hole and to spend hours, researching something like best software for counting or whatever. And then you're 3 hours into it, you don't even notice, because it is kind of focused and interesting, right? The dopamine's going. But is it a real good use of your time? Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And also just really noticing in your day, what are the things, where are you spending your time on things that really matter to you? And where is your time almost sort of being taken from you, either by other people or by social media or by internet scrolling or by, responsibilities that you have that don't necessarily fit what you say is most important to you. So that's really important to get clear on.
What are your big projects that you're working on next? What is the future of Britt Bolnick for the next, 12 months to a year and a half? What are the big projects that are on your front burner?
Yeah. So my team and I have this summer, we got my work week down to actually about 5 to 6 hours a day, 2 days a week for in-arms coaching. And my husband and I are this fall opening a boutique doggy daycare boarding training facility here in Maine, which is really exciting because I've become very passionate about positive dog training, fear and force-free dog training, and really giving people safe places to leave their dogs. And that is really just, it furthers the mission of Pittie Posse, although it's not connected to it. So we're really putting a lot of energy into that. And it's been very exciting to see how I could use my tools to get my current work week into 2 days a week. I mean, really less than 15 hours a week, and then make space for not just the rescue, but this whole new endeavor. That's been so exciting. And it's also been really fun for my brain, because in-arms coaching, while obviously a very valid and legitimate business, it's very different from a brick and mortar. So I've had to learn all these new things, and payroll and interviewing and permitting to build the place. And it's just been really, really fun for my brain.
That's an exciting project. Oh, I wish you so much luck and much success. And it sounds like a passion project, but also one that is going to be very welcome in the community too. So that must feel great.
It does. It does. Thank you. We're really excited.
So where do people go to learn more about your programs, to check out your book, and just to follow you and your advice? I'm sure you're all over, but where would be that first place, the best, URL or one-stop shop where people can go and learn about you?
Yeah, if folks are on Facebook, I'm the most active on Facebook, and I do have a group for women business owners and entrepreneurs and kind of spiritual leaders and healers and transformational leaders. And that's called Sacred Biz Rebels. But you can also just simply find me at inarmscoaching.com. You can find me by my name, Britt Bolnick, on Facebook. I do have an Instagram, but I honestly, I don't love Instagram and I'm not on there that much, but you can certainly track me down and reach out through Instagram.
Well, Britt, it's been so great chatting with you today. I love hearing about everything you're up to. I can't wait to hear about the grand opening of your new brick and mortar. It's really exciting. And I'm sure you have more books coming down the line at some point as well. There's so much that you can share. I know that you've helped a lot of people achieve the goals and success that they're looking for. And so you're truly out there serving the world. And for that, I thank you, as well as thanking you for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to connect with your community. And I was super excited. So thank you so much for having me.
Guess what, lifestyle solopreneurs? If you don't yet have an online business earning you enough passive income to live the life of your dreams, I'd like to suggest you consider trying out Kajabi. Kajabi is an all-in-one solution where you can create and teach online courses, publish a paid newsletter, launch a free or paid podcast, process payments, build one-on-one coaching portals for your clients, and much, much more. I personally use Kajabi to power numerous successful and profitable online businesses. Lifestyle solopreneurs, there's a free trial of Kajabi waiting for you at this link, www.kfreetrial.com. You can try Kajabi for free, no obligation, by going to www.kfreetrial.com. Again, kfreetrial.com, and that K stands for Kajabi. Starting an online business helped me break free from that corporate grind, and I hope it does the same for you. You have nothing to lose and absolutely everything to gain. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to subscribe to the show, and see you next time.